anti-cancer functional food, which is made of the components extracted from natural crude medicines, is expected to be developed for the first time in our country and be put on the market in this month, if early.
Preventing cancer, the side effect of cancer treatment or the disease of adult people. This food, called HemonhIM and Hebaton, play the functions of preventing the damage of living bodies and promoting hematogenesis, immunity, and the regeneration of living tissues. In order to prove such effect, the cancer cells were injected into mice. In the left mouse, cancer cells continued to be transmitted, whereas in the right mouse, into which the functional food were injected, the effect for controlling cancer cells occurred. These two functional foods developed this time extracted their components from our traditional oriental medicines, including Angelica gigas Nakai. The method was to create the new complex materials by combining the nature crude medicines with biotechnology and radiation technology. Each component was separated, and so each effect was tested, and then in order to maximize each effect, the compounds were reorganized again. The previous natural physiology activation materials were limited in anti-cancer effect and were strong in toxicity, whereas the anti-cancer functional food enhances their effect and eliminates their toxicity and synthesizing various components. This anti-cancer functional food is expected to be put on the market in this month in parallel with the clinical test in Korea Atomic Energy Hospital.
A new biochemical complex, which enhanced the immune power of cancer patients excellently, was developed by our domestic research team. According to the result of a clinical test, the recovery of leukocytes was enhanced, and the side effect of cancer treatment was eliminated largely.
This is HemonhIM, the natural crude medicine material, which was made by mixing natural crude medicines. Through executing the intensive analysis on about 30 types of natural crude medicines, Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute produced these natural crude materials by recompounding Angelica gigas Nakai, Rigat Jun Officinale Kitag, and Pioneer Jampoika Meabe at Takeda. These natural crude medicines include sulfur oxide, activating the immunity and promoting hematogenesis function. So this research team developed the immunity-increasing materials by decomposing these components. Because the investigated materials promote the functions of immunity and hematogenesis, and sulfur oxides prevent the damage of normal tissues by radiation or anti-cancer medicines. According to the result of clinical experiment in Korea Atomic Energy Hospital, the new natural crude medicine materials enhance the immunity power of cancer patients largely. After 15 patients of breast cancer and uterine cancer each took the new natural crude medicine materials, all their recovery speed increased by 60%. Especially, this natural crude medicine complex could decrease the side effect according to cancer treatment, including inflammation or emesis. Though the cancer patients had suffered their difficult that their strength decreased owing to their cancer treatment, about 80% of the patients taking this natural crude medicine complex answered that this was helpful for the increase of their strength. Because the patients taking HemonhIM could decrease their mental powerlessness, many patients required more medicines. This research team plans to develop the new medicine through the second and third clinical experiments on these materials.
This medical center will communicate this strong wind of immunity, which is hitting hard our domestic medical field. The first program, Growing in the Dark, will examine the flow of our domestic immunity research.
The cancer is the typical disease which threats the life of contemporary people. The three major cancer treatment methods are surgical operation, anti-cancer medicine, and radiation treatment. However, in case of terminal cancers, the rate of perfect cure is only about 20%. Even though the up-to-date advanced contemporary medical science regards the cancer as an incurable disease, in order to solve the incurable disease of contemporary medical science, the new attempts to find their solutions in the reinforcement of immunity power is arousing our interest freshly. Among these attempts, the immunity research and development of educational industrial complex is continuing to produce their competitive research result. Our medical field challenges the immunity treatment without side effects through bold investment and continuous research. The program Anjung Mosek will identify such change of our medical field in detail. Korea Atomic Energy Research Institute, located in Daedok Research Complex, is the only domestic atomic energy synthetic expert institution in which the development of new medicines is promoting actively. Here is progressing the scientific research on cancer treatment based on the up-to-date advanced technological power. Dr. Jo Seung-gi is the very person who has led such research in radiation food biotechnology research team. In order to solve the question, how can we prevent the side effect according to the cancer treatment? He has continued to execute from the component analysis of many natural crude medicines to animal treatment during the previous 5 years. As generally, radiation or anti-cancer medicine is used in order to cure the cancer, their side effects are that the immunity modulation system cells are damaged and the regeneration tissues are damaged. For example, as such a side effect, their hair falls out, or they feel nausea, or they have their difficulty in taking a meal. So, our research team started our research in order to develop such materials as can protect the normal tissue and promote the recovery by using the food materials without toxicity. During the recent 5 years, through various researches, we have compounded Panetosa japonica, Miabe et Takeda, Lingestion, Officinal Kitak, and Angelica gigas Nakai, and have separated the effective component from their extract and have recomposed the effective components so that we could develop the new complex composite. This new complex composite contains the effect of promoting immunity and hematogenesis and anti-cancer effect, and the effect of protecting the normal tissue against the radiation. I will explain this effect in detail by using the figures. First, in case of the effect which radiation exerts on cells, if radiation is shot on the normal cells, you can see in the figure that the cells are damaged so that DNA is cut and flows through. Then, if the material which our research laboratory developed is treated, you can see that the damage of DNA decreases to this extent. You can see that this figure shows the cross-sectional view of the small intestine. So, if only radiation is shot, you can see that the regenerating tissue die considerably. But if first the product which we developed is injected and then radiation is shot, you can see that the regenerating tissue survive considerably. This is the result of the experiment which we executed in order to test the effect of protecting the hematogenetic stem cells. If radiation is injected, you can see that the hematopoietic stem cells survive and regenerate. In comparison with that, if our developed material is injected, you can see that the hematopoietic stem cells survive much more. According to the result, you can see that the hematopoietic stem cells propagate to this extent. The animal experiment result that we can enhance the anti-cancer effect through the activation of immunity function has already been derived. By using indigenous natural crude medicine, including Angelica zygas macae, the new natural crude complex, which was differentiated from the previous Oriental prescription, was created.
We developed a complex composite which has the effect of controlling cancer cells. I will explain such effect in detail by seeing the figure.
If the cancer cells are transplanted to mice, the mice comes to die gradually. Thus, in 20 days, all the mice come to die. But this time, if this complex composite is injected, you can see that the mice can survive longer so. If I explain the principle in brief, the principle is that this complex composite enhances the activation of cancer cell, which can kill the cancer cell. In this figure, you can see that the activation of a P cell is enhanced to this extent. Here, you can see that the cancer-killing power of a macrophage is enhanced to this extent. As you can see now, this complex composite can enhance the activation of immune cells and so control the cancer cells and then eventually have the anti-cancer effect. This performance combines the biotechnology and radiation technology and is expected to be shown as the new commodity. Owing to the cooperation with the venture company, the successful result can be obtained in the relatively short time. This technology is forming the market of 120 billion won in our country and is forming the market of 9,000 billion won all over the world. In order to develop this technology, we have invested several billion won for 5 years, and in order to realize commodification, we have executed the preparatory period of 3 years. If this technology achieves the commodification, then it can enlarge not only each overseas market, but also the functional food market of high value added more and more. According to the common opinion, as it is more necessary to develop the new materials through the continuous educational industrial complex in order to activate the development of biotechnology industry, such new technology research should be spreaded. It is the best system that firms devote themselves to the sale of product, whereas research institutions devote themselves to basic research. Even though we developed the product, we could not accomplish its commodification, whereas even if firms had their capability for accomplishing the commodification, they could not find their good products. We can solve this demerit through educational industrial consortium. We should derive the better treatment effect from the complementing the contemporary medical science. As the expert research institution, the venture companies and university research teams should create the new technology from the center of flow. It is more necessary to deploy the cancer treatment without its side effect through the immunity research.